your North Star, what is the value of your North Star in this life? If we look at the simple definition of what a North Star means, it relates to the star Polaris that sits at the northernmost point of the Earth on its orbit at any given time. So how do we correlate the North Star of Polaris towards the Earth to the North Star in our lives? You see, we all have a North Node, which is referred to as the North Star in our birth chart from birth. And on the opposite axis, we have a South Node. So what does this North and South Node tell us in our lives? The North and South Nodes tells us the ecliptic orbits plane's coverage during our time of birth. So it simply tells us that, in this life, what we're here to accomplish. And so as we look through our astrological birth chart, we see that our North Node is pretty much pointing us to the direction of what we're here to do, our life's mission, the part of our lives that, if accomplished, which gave us the most bliss. Now, on the opposing point of the South Node tells us about the previous lifetimes that we lived. And oftentimes it can reflect, the innate skills that we've carried forth into this lifetime from the previous lifetime. But the South Node depicts, a part where we remained in a comfort zone and we were not able to go forth and accomplish, our North Star's North Node in our previous lifetime. And so we have reincarnated into this life to pretty much go forth and follow the North Node of our North Star. Now these are so vital and important. Astrology was written for us to depict the destiny of our lives. And so we see that, as we go forth and study all the aspects and transits within our astrological birth chart, it's so vital and important to reflect on what is it that I'm here to do, especially now that we're shifting through the ages. We may have lived a life of just being in a comfort zone, but we really have to see what is my true soul's purpose calling in this life. So each of us could take a look at our birth chart in the astrological system and see, what does this tell me based on the signs and the aspects? Now, if you're not rising sign and all the other aspects, it's so vital and important to sit with someone who's well versed, an astrologer, to enlighten you more on what it is that you're here to do when it comes to your North Node, and also to take a look at your South Node to see what kept you from living your soul's mission in this lifetime. Now, the South Node is not like something where you can say, wow, I don't want to deal with myself. It's just a point that shows you, wow, I had kept myself back from achieving my North Node's North Star. And so I could use what I've mastered from this South Node journey and skills to pivot me to go forth and achieve my destiny and soul's life journey in this lifetime, during this, as we shift to the Aquarian age. Now let's look more in depth at, just an example of the North Node and South Node. Now, currently we have the North Node in Gemini and South Node in Sagittarius, which is about to shift soon to North Node in Taurus and North Node in Scorpio. And so, you now have to go forth and see, in each of your birth charts, how does this have meaning to you, and how can you go forth and follow your North Star and achieve your life's purpose journey by using the skills you've learned from your self-knowing and previous lifetime to see what you've mastered, to go forth, even if the journey may be tough and challenging because you've never really accomplished it before. You're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone to accomplish and go forth on your North Star journey and accomplishing your desired destiny. Now I want to take this great example. I like using Jesus' example. As I often term it to his life as being a metaphor in all of our lives. You see, Jesus had the essence of a Gemini rising. And so if we look at Jesus' story, he was able to go forth on his spiritual journey in quest, using his voice. You see, Gemini in astrology reflects a sign of duality. The sign that, could, if balanced, could bring forth the feminine and masculine aspect and remain in great harmony and be the great communicators of the world. You see, Gemini have this high spiritual essence. And so Jesus went forth on his journey, and so he was able to bring forth Christ consciousness into his world. Now, many coin him the savior of the world at the beginning of the Piscean age, but it's not so much about the suffering journey that he had to go through. It's about he went forth and followed his North Star and accomplished his destiny of bringing forth Christ consciousness. Now, if we look at the soft node and we see the spiritual aspect, Sagittarius is all has this great spiritual aspect from looking at it from a higher aspect, but it's tied into religious organizations. You see, had Jesus simply let the religious path prevent him from going forth on his spiritual quest to achieve his journey of Christ consciousness, he would have not accomplished what he accomplished this day, and we'd all be looking at his story as the metaphors of our own lives. So I want to urge each and every one of you to look forth at your entire birth chart, but to pay significant attention to your North Node and your South Node, and see how you could pivot through in this lifetime to see your soul's journey, to use your South Node to show that the skills you've mastered to push you through to go forth and to achieve the destiny of your North Node by following your North Star in this life. So much love, so much bliss, so much joy, so much peace, and so much honor I bid to each and every one of you as you continue to bring forth your true essence, to live your most purposeful life during this time. Love from my heart to you.